Let's get ready for the Tennessee real estate exam with 100 questions covering state-specific laws, principles, and practices you'll need to know. And don't miss what's happening in the bottom corner. It could be key to your exam prep. We'll tell you how in just a minute. Now let's get started.
Let's dive right in to licensing requirements and procedures. Tennessee licensing requirements and procedures. What is the minimum age requirement to apply for a real estate license in Tennessee? Is it A, 16 years old, B, 18 years old, C, 21 years old, or D, 25 years old? The answer is B, 18 years old. In Tennessee, applicants must be at least 18 years old to apply for a real estate license. This requirement ensures that candidates are legally considered adults and capable of entering binding contracts. Which of the following is a requirement for obtaining a real estate broker license in Tennessee? Is it A, 3 years of active real estate experience, B, completion of a 2-year real estate degree, C, passing a national ethics exam, or D, membership in a national real estate association? The answer is A, 3 years of active real estate experience. To become a broker in Tennessee, applicants must have at least 3 years of active real estate experience as a licensed affiliate broker, ensuring they have sufficient industry knowledge and experience.
Have you noticed the code in the bottom corner? Next time you're stumped, take that code to birdsy.ai for immediate help and a free study session with Birdsy, your personal AI study partner. Plus, you'll get access to hundreds of additional questions, helping you move closer to passing your exam with confidence. The next time you're feeling unsure or stuck, give it a try.
What is the required pre-licensing education for an affiliate broker in Tennessee? Is it A, 30 hours, B, 60 hours, C, 90 hours, or D, 120 hours? The answer is C, 90 hours. Tennessee requires 90 hours of pre-licensing education for affiliate brokers, including 60 hours in real estate principles and 30 hours in new affiliate training to ensure comprehensive foundational knowledge. Which document is necessary to apply for a real estate license in Tennessee? Is it A, high school diploma, B, credit report, C, proof of citizenship, or D, criminal background check? The answer is D, criminal background check. A criminal background check is mandatory for all real estate license applicants in Tennessee to ensure the safety and trustworthiness of individuals entering the profession. Continuing education requirements. What is the minimum number of continuing education hours required for a real estate license renewal in Tennessee? Is it A, 12 hours, B, 16 hours, C, 20 hours, or D, 24 hours? The answer is B, 16 hours. In Tennessee, real estate licensees must complete 16 hours of continuing education every 2 years to maintain their license. This ensures agents are up to date with industry practices and regulations. Which of the following courses is mandatory for real estate licensees in Tennessee as part of their continuing education? Is it A, marketing strategies, B, property management, C, core topics, or D, technology and real estate? The answer is C, core topics. Tennessee mandates a course on core topics, which includes ethics and real estate law. This ensures licensees understand essential legal and ethical standards in their practice. How often must Tennessee real estate licensees complete their continuing education requirements? Is it A, every 2 years, B, annually, C, every 3 years, or D, every 5 years? The answer is A, every 2 years. Tennessee real estate licensees must complete their continuing education requirements biennially or every 2 years to ensure they remain knowledgeable about changes in the industry. What happens if a Tennessee real estate licensee fails to complete the required continuing education by the renewal deadline? Is it A, the license is automatically renewed? B, a fine is imposed? C, the license is permanently revoked? Or D, the license becomes inactive? The answer is D, the license becomes inactive. Failure to complete continuing education by the deadline results in the license becoming inactive. The licensee must complete the requirements to reactivate their license and continue practicing. Tennessee-specific exam structure and content. What is the passing score required on the Tennessee real estate licensing exam? Is it A, 60%, B, 65%, C, 70%, or D, 75%? The answer is C, 70%. To pass the Tennessee real estate licensing exam, candidates must achieve a minimum score of 70%. This ensures that the candidate has a sufficient understanding of real estate laws and practices specific to Tennessee. Which of the following topics is covered in the Tennessee-specific portion of the real estate exam? Is it A, federal fair housing laws, B, Tennessee Real Estate Commission rules, C, environmental hazards, or D, real estate mathematics? The answer is B, Tennessee Real Estate Commission rules. The Tennessee-specific portion of the exam includes topics like Tennessee Real Estate Commission rules and regulations, which are crucial for practicing real estate within the state. How many questions are typically on the Tennessee-specific portion of the real estate licensing exam? Is it A, 40, B, 50, C, 60, or D, 75? The answer is A, 40. The Tennessee-specific portion of the real estate exam typically consists of 40 questions, focusing on state laws and regulations that are unique to Tennessee. What is the main focus of the Tennessee-specific real estate exam content? Is it A, national real estate principles, B, real estate finance, C, general property management, or D, state laws and regulations? The answer is D, state laws and regulations. The Tennessee-specific real estate exam content focuses on state laws, rules, and regulations, ensuring that licensees understand local legal requirements and practices. Let's continue with Tennessee real estate laws and regulations. Tennessee-specific fair housing laws. Which of the following is a protected class under Tennessee's fair housing laws? Is it A, occupation, B, political affiliation, C, familial status, or D, income level? The answer is C, familial status. Tennessee's fair housing laws protect certain classes, including familial status, which refers to families with children under 18. This aligns with federal laws to prevent discrimination in housing. What is the primary purpose of Tennessee's fair housing laws? Is it A, to regulate real estate commissions, B, to prevent discrimination in housing transactions, C, to control housing prices, or D, to manage zoning regulations? The answer is B, to prevent discrimination in housing transactions. The primary purpose of Tennessee's fair housing laws is to prevent discrimination in housing transactions, ensuring equal opportunities for all individuals regardless of their protected class status. Which agency is responsible for enforcing fair housing laws in Tennessee? Is it A, Tennessee Human Rights Commission, B, Tennessee Department of Real Estate, C, Tennessee Housing Development Agency, or D, Tennessee Real Estate Commission? The answer is A, Tennessee Human Rights Commission. The Tennessee Human Rights Commission is tasked with enforcing the state's fair housing laws, ensuring compliance, and addressing complaints related to housing discrimination. Under Tennessee fair housing laws, Which scenario could be considered discriminatory? Is it A, charging higher rent for pets? B, offering discounts to long-term renters? C, requiring a security deposit? Or D, refusing to rent to a family with children? The answer is D, refusing to rent to a family with children. Refusing to rent to a family with children is discriminatory under Tennessee fair housing laws, as it violates protections for familial status, a federally recognized protected class.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsy.
Tennessee-specific contract requirements. What is required for a real estate contract to be enforceable in Tennessee? Is it A, verbal agreement between parties? B, written agreement signed by both parties? C, a handshake agreement? Or D, an email confirmation? The answer is B, written agreement signed by both parties. In Tennessee, a real estate contract must be in writing to be enforceable, as per the Statute of Frauds. This ensures that all terms are clear and agreed upon by both parties. Which party is responsible for providing the property disclosure form in a Tennessee real estate transaction? Is it A, the buyer? B, the real estate agent? C, the seller? Or D, the home inspector? The answer is C, the seller. In Tennessee, the seller is responsible for providing the property disclosure form. This form outlines any known defects or issues with the property, ensuring transparency in the transaction. What is the purpose of the earnest money in a Tennessee real estate contract? Is it A, to show the buyer's commitment? B, to cover closing costs? C, to pay for property taxes? Or D, to secure a mortgage loan? The answer is A, to show the buyer's commitment. Earnest money demonstrates the buyer's commitment to the purchase and is held in escrow until closing. It can be forfeited if the buyer defaults, protecting the seller's interests. Under Tennessee law, how long does a buyer have to rescind an offer after receiving the property disclosure statement? Is it A, 1 day, B, 5 days, C, 7 days, or D, 3 days? The answer is D, 3 days. The buyer has 3 days to rescind an offer after receiving the property disclosure statement. This period allows the buyer to reconsider based on the property's disclosed conditions. What is the primary role of a contingency clause in a Tennessee real estate contract? Is it A, to finalize the contract terms? B, to allow withdrawal if conditions aren't met? C, to reduce the purchase price? Or D, to expedite the closing process? The answer is B, to allow withdrawal if conditions aren't met. A contingency clause allows a party to withdraw from the contract without penalty if certain conditions are not met. This provides flexibility and protection for both buyers and sellers. In Tennessee, which document must be provided to the buyer before the execution of a real estate contract? Is it A, home inspection report? B, residential property condition disclosure? C, appraisal report? Or D, title insurance policy? The answer is B, residential property condition disclosure. The residential property condition disclosure form must be provided to buyers before a contract is executed. This ensures transparency about the property's condition, preventing future disputes. Overview of Tennessee real estate statutes. What is the primary purpose of the Tennessee Real Estate Commission? Is it A, to license and regulate real estate professionals? B, to set real estate market prices? C, to provide legal advice to real estate agents? Or D, to manage real estate transactions? The answer is A, to license and regulate real estate professionals. The Tennessee Real Estate Commission is responsible for licensing and regulating real estate professionals in Tennessee to ensure compliance with laws and protect public interest. Which of the following is required for a real estate license in Tennessee? Is it A, a college degree, B, completion of a 60-hour pre-licensing course, C, a minimum of 5 years of real estate experience, or D, membership in a real estate association? The answer is B, completion of a 60-hour pre-licensing course. Applicants must complete a 60-hour pre-licensing course and pass the state exam to qualify for a real estate license in Tennessee. What is the legal requirement for disclosing property defects in Tennessee? Is it A, no disclosure is required, B, disclosure is optional, C, sellers must disclose known material defects, or D, only major defects must be disclosed? The answer is C, sellers must disclose known material defects. Sellers in Tennessee must disclose known material defects in the property to potential buyers to avoid legal issues and ensure transparency. How often must a Tennessee real estate license be renewed? Is it A, every year, B, every 3 years, C, every 5 years, or D, every 2 years? The answer is D, every 2 years. Tennessee real estate licenses must be renewed every 2 years, with continuing education requirements to maintain active status and ensure ongoing professional development. Let's review Tennessee property ownership and land use. Types of property ownership, e.g. fee simple, leasehold, joint tenancy. In Tennessee, which type of property ownership allows an individual to have the most complete form of ownership, including the right to sell or bequeath the property? Is it A, fee simple, B, leasehold, C, joint tenancy, or D, tenancy in common? The answer is A, fee simple. Fee simple ownership provides the most extensive rights, allowing the owner to use, sell, or pass on the property to heirs. It is the most common form of ownership in Tennessee. What distinguishes joint tenancy from tenancy in common in Tennessee property ownership? Is it A, joint tenancy allows separate shares to be inherited, B, joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship, C, tenancy in common requires equal ownership shares, or D, tenancy in common prevents property sale without consent? The answer is B, joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship. Joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship, meaning if one owner dies, their share automatically passes to the surviving owners, unlike tenancy in common, where shares can be inherited. Which type of property ownership in Tennessee involves a temporary right to occupy and use land under a lease agreement? Is it A, fee simple, B, joint tenancy, C, leasehold, or D, tenancy by the entirety? The answer is C, leasehold. Leasehold ownership is characterized by a lease agreement granting a tenant temporary rights to use and occupy the property, typically for a specified period. In Tennessee, what is a key characteristic of tenancy by the entirety? Is it A, it allows individual ownership rights, B, it is available to any two individuals, C, it permits separate selling of shares, or D, it includes rights of survivorship for spouses? The answer is D, it includes rights of survivorship for spouses. Tenancy by the entirety is a form of joint ownership available only to married couples, where both parties have equal and undivided interest in the property with rights of survivorship.
Stuck on a question? Just think of the Birdsy link in the description as your friendly neighborhood superhero, swooping in to save the day with answers. Feel free to explore it now and return to continue. Simply hit pause, and we'll be waiting when you get back.
Which form of property ownership in Tennessee allows multiple owners to have distinct undivided shares that can be sold or inherited separately? Is it A, joint tenancy, B, tenancy in common, C, tenancy by the entirety, or D, fee simple? The answer is B, tenancy in common. Tenancy in common allows each owner to hold an individual share of the property, which can be sold or bequeathed independently of the other owners. In Tennessee, what type of property ownership allows multiple owners to have equal shares with the right of survivorship? Is it A, tenancy in common, B, fee simple, C, joint tenancy, or D, leasehold? The answer is C, joint tenancy. Joint tenancy in Tennessee allows multiple owners to have equal shares with the right of survivorship, meaning upon the death of one owner, their share automatically passes to the surviving owners. Public versus private land use controls. Which of the following is a characteristic of public land use controls in Tennessee? Is it A, they are voluntary guidelines for landowners, B, they include zoning laws established by local governments, C, they focus solely on environmental protection, or D, they are primarily concerned with private property rights? The answer is B, they include zoning laws established by local governments. Public land use controls in Tennessee include zoning laws, which are established by local governments to regulate land use and ensure orderly development. These controls are enforced to protect public health and safety. What is the primary purpose of private land use controls in Tennessee? Is it A, to enforce state environmental regulations, B, to facilitate government zoning enforcement, C, to maintain property values and neighborhood consistency, or D, to regulate commercial development? The answer is C, to maintain property values and neighborhood consistency. Private land use controls, such as restrictive covenants, are designed to maintain property values and ensure neighborhood consistency by imposing specific restrictions on property use. In Tennessee, what is an example of a public land use control that affects private property? Is it A, zoning ordinances, B, restrictive covenants, C, easements, or D, homeowners association rules? The answer is A, zoning ordinances. Zoning ordinances are public land use controls that dictate how land can be used, affecting property types, densities, and uses, thus influencing private property development. Which entity typically enforces zoning laws in Tennessee? Is it A, state government agencies, B, federal government, C, private developers, or D, local government entities? The answer is D, local government entities. Local government entities, such as city or county planning commissions, are responsible for enforcing zoning laws to regulate land use and ensure community development aligns with local plans. Land use and zoning laws. What is the primary purpose of zoning laws in Tennessee? Is it A, to regulate land use and segregate incompatible uses, B, to increase tax revenue for local governments, C, to encourage mixed-use developments, or D, to promote tourism in specific areas? The answer is A, to regulate land use and segregate incompatible uses. Zoning laws in Tennessee are designed to regulate land use, ensuring orderly development and segregation of incompatible uses, such as industrial and residential areas, to protect property values and community welfare. Which body is typically responsible for granting variances in Tennessee zoning laws? Is it A, City Council, B, Board of Zoning Appeals, C, Planning Commission, or D, County Assessor? The answer is B, Board of Zoning Appeals. In Tennessee, the Board of Zoning Appeals is generally responsible for granting variances, allowing deviations from zoning laws based on specific criteria and hardship considerations. How does Tennessee law define a non-conforming use in zoning terms? Is it A, a use that is illegal under current zoning laws? B, a temporary use permitted by special ordinance? C, a previously legal use that doesn't conform to new zoning laws? Or D, a use that requires a variance to continue? The answer is C, a previously legal use that doesn't conform to new zoning laws. A non-conforming use in Tennessee refers to a property use that legally existed before a zoning change but does not conform to new zoning regulations. Such uses are typically grandfathered in. What is a key factor in determining the validity of a zoning ordinance in Tennessee? Is it A, the increase in property tax revenue? B, the number of variances granted? C, the length of time the ordinance has been in effect? Or D, public interest and welfare? The answer is D, public interest and welfare. In Tennessee, a zoning ordinance must serve the public interest, including health, safety, and welfare, to be considered valid. This ensures that zoning laws are not arbitrary or capricious. Condominiums and HOAs. In Tennessee, who is responsible for maintaining the common areas in a condominium complex? Is it A, individual unit owners? B, homeowners association? C, local government? Or D, property management company? The answer is B, homeowners association. In Tennessee, the homeowners association is responsible for maintaining common areas in condominium complexes. This includes tasks like landscaping, repairs, and ensuring shared facilities are in good condition. What is the primary purpose of a condominium declaration in Tennessee? Is it A, to establish the condominium and outline rights and obligations? B, to list all unit owners and their contact information? C, to provide a marketing strategy for selling units? Or D, to set the annual budget for the condominium? The answer is A, to establish the condominium and outline rights and obligations. A condominium declaration is a legal document that establishes the existence of a condominium and details the rights and obligations of the unit owners and the association. What voting percentage is generally required to amend the bylaws of a Tennessee condominium association? Is it A, a simple majority, 51%? B, unanimous consent? C, 2/3 majority? Or D, 3/4 majority? The answer is C, 2/3 majority. In Tennessee, amending condominium association bylaws generally requires a supermajority vote, often 2/3. This ensures significant consensus among unit owners before changes are made. How does Tennessee law typically handle disputes between a unit owner and the HOA over rule enforcement? Is it A, direct court litigation? B, immediate eviction of the unit owner? C, resolution by the local government? Or D, mediation or arbitration? The answer is D, mediation or arbitration. Disputes between a unit owner and the HOA in Tennessee are often resolved through mediation or arbitration, providing a less formal and potentially less costly alternative to court litigation. Environmental issues. What is the primary purpose of the Tennessee Growth Policy Act? Is it A, to manage urban growth and protect rural areas? B, to increase agricultural production? C, to enhance tourism? Or D, to reduce state taxes? The answer is A, to manage urban growth and protect rural areas. The Tennessee Growth Policy Act aims to manage urban development and protect rural areas by requiring counties to create growth plans. This ensures sustainable development and environmental conservation. Which agency is responsible for enforcing environmental regulations related to property in Tennessee? Is it A, Tennessee Real Estate Commission? B, Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation? C, Tennessee Department of Agriculture? Or D, Tennessee Department of Transportation? The answer is B, Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. The Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation enforces environmental regulations. It oversees air, water, and land quality, ensuring compliance with state and federal laws. What is a conservation easement in Tennessee property law? Is it A, a type of zoning regulation, B, a government-owned park, C, a voluntary legal agreement to protect land from development, or D, a tax incentive for farm owners? The answer is C, a voluntary legal agreement to protect land from development. A conservation easement is a legal agreement that restricts land use to protect its conservation values. It allows landowners to retain ownership while preserving natural resources. How does the Tennessee Scenic Rivers Act impact property owners? Is it A, it increases property taxes near scenic rivers, B, it allows unrestricted development along rivers, C, it provides grants for riverfront development, or D, it restricts development to protect ecological values? The answer is D, it restricts development to protect ecological values. The Tennessee Scenic Rivers Act protects designated rivers by restricting development and activities that could harm their scenic, recreational, or ecological value, affecting adjacent property use.
Notice the code in the corner? When you're stumped by a question, enter it at Birdsy.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Let's continue with Tennessee agency law and ethics. Agency relationship laws. What is the primary duty of an agent under Tennessee agency law when representing a client? Is it A, to act in the best interest of the client, B, to maximize their own commission, C, to ensure the transaction closes quickly, or D, to act as a neutral party? The answer is A, to act in the best interest of the client. The primary duty of an agent is to act in the best interest of the client, ensuring loyalty and confidentiality. This includes disclosing material facts and avoiding conflicts of interest. In Tennessee, what must an agent disclose to their client regarding agency relationships? Is it A, only the commission rate, B, the type of agency relationship and conflicts of interest, C, the client's financial details, or D, only the property defects? The answer is B, the type of agency relationship and conflicts of interest. Agents must disclose the type of agency relationship and any conflicts of interest. This transparency helps maintain trust and legal compliance in real estate transactions. Which of the following best describes dual agency in Tennessee? Is it A, an agent representing only the buyer, B, an agent representing only the seller, C, an agent representing both the buyer and the seller, or D, two agents from different firms representing one client? The answer is C, an agent representing both the buyer and the seller. Dual agency occurs when a single agent represents both the buyer and the seller in a transaction. Tennessee law requires written consent from both parties for this arrangement. What is a key ethical consideration for agents when handling confidential information in Tennessee? Is it A, sharing information with other agents, B, using information for personal gain, C, disclosing information to the public, or D, maintaining confidentiality even after the relationship ends? The answer is D, maintaining confidentiality even after the relationship ends. Agents must protect their clients' confidential information, ensuring it is not disclosed without consent. This obligation continues even after the agency relationship ends. Fiduciary duties and client representation. In Tennessee, which fiduciary duty requires an agent to act in the best interest of their client, even if it conflicts with their own interests? Is it A, B, disclosure, C, confidentiality, Or D, reasonable care? The answer is A, loyalty. The duty of loyalty obligates agents to prioritize their clients' interests above their own, ensuring unbiased and dedicated representation. This is a cornerstone of fiduciary responsibilities in Tennessee. What fiduciary duty mandates that a Tennessee real estate agent must keep a client's personal information private? Is it A, obedience, B, loyalty, C, confidentiality, or D, accounting? The answer is C, confidentiality. Confidentiality is crucial in maintaining trust, requiring agents to safeguard any personal or sensitive information shared by the client throughout the transaction process. Which fiduciary duty requires Tennessee agents to provide all material facts to their clients? Is it A, confidentiality, B, disclosure, C, or D, obedience? The answer is B, disclosure. The duty of disclosure obligates agents to inform clients of all material facts that could impact their decision-making, ensuring transparency and informed consent in transactions. In Tennessee, which duty ensures that a real estate agent follows the lawful instructions of their client? Is it A, loyalty, B, disclosure, C, confidentiality, or D, obedience? The answer is D, obedience. The duty of obedience obligates agents to adhere to their client's lawful instructions, ensuring actions align with the client's goals and legal parameters in transactions. Tennessee Ethics Guidelines and Enforcement. What is the primary role of the Tennessee Real Estate Commission in enforcing ethics guidelines? Is it A, to draft new real estate laws, B, to enforce ethical standards and compliance, C, to offer legal advice to real estate agents, or D, to provide financial assistance to buyers? The answer is B, to enforce ethical standards and compliance. The Tennessee Real Estate Commission is responsible for enforcing ethical standards among real estate professionals, ensuring compliance with state laws, and protecting consumer interests. Which of the following actions would likely result in disciplinary action under Tennessee ethics guidelines? Is it A, disclosing all known defects of a property, B, promptly returning client calls, C, misrepresenting property details to a buyer, or D, negotiating terms favorable to the client? The answer is C, misrepresenting property details to a buyer. Misrepresentation of property details is considered unethical and can lead to disciplinary action, as it violates trust and transparency principles in real estate transactions. What is required for a real estate agent to maintain ethical standards in Tennessee? Is it A, completing continuing education courses, B, submitting monthly reports to the Commission, C, participating in community service, or D, maintaining a personal website? The answer is A, completing continuing education courses. Agents must complete continuing education courses to stay informed about ethical standards, legal updates, and industry practices, ensuring ongoing compliance with regulations. How does the Tennessee Real Estate Commission handle complaints against agents? Is it A, by immediately suspending the agent's license, B, by issuing fines without investigation, C, by ignoring first-time complaints, or D, by investigating the complaint thoroughly? The answer is D, by investigating the complaint thoroughly. The Commission investigates complaints to determine if there has been a violation of ethics or laws, ensuring accountability and consumer protection in the real estate industry. Now let's review Tennessee property valuation. Basic principles of property valuation. What is the principle of substitution in property valuation? Is it A, the cost approach to property valuation, B, a property's value is based on the cost of acquiring an equivalent substitute, C, valuation based on historical sales data, Or D, the income approach to property valuation? The answer is B. A property's value is based on the cost of acquiring an equivalent substitute. The principle of substitution states that a property's value is determined by the cost of acquiring an equally desirable substitute property. This principle helps ensure that property values remain competitive in the market. Which of the following is a key factor in the principle of conformity? Is it A, similarity in style and function among properties, B, the economic life of a property, C, the number of bedrooms in a property, or D, the cost of renovations? The answer is A, similarity in style and function among properties. The principle of conformity suggests that property values are highest when properties are similar in style and function. This maintains neighborhood appeal and marketability by ensuring consistency. How does the principle of highest and best use affect property valuation? Is it A, it limits the types of improvements allowed, B, it requires properties to be used for residential purposes only, C, it determines the most profitable legal use of a property, or D, it focuses solely on the aesthetic appeal of a property? The answer is C. It determines the most profitable legal use of a property. The principle of highest and best use considers the most profitable legal use of a property. It ensures the property is utilized in a way that maximizes its value, affecting its market price. What is the principle of contribution in property valuation? Is it A, the value of a property is based on its replacement cost, B, the value of a property is determined by its location, C, the value of a property is based on historical trends, or D, the value of a component is measured by its addition to the property's value? The answer is D. The value of a component is measured by its addition to the property's value. The principle of contribution states that the value of a component is determined by how much it adds to the overall property value. This principle helps assess the impact of features or improvements. Sales comparison, cost, and income approaches. In the sales comparison approach, which factor is most critical when selecting comparable properties? Is it A, age of the property, B, location of the property, C, size of the lot, or D, number of bedrooms? The answer is B, location of the property. Location is crucial in the sales comparison approach as it directly affects property value. Similar properties in different locations can have vastly different values due to varying market conditions. What is the primary purpose of the cost approach in property valuation? Is it A, to determine market trends, B, to assess income potential, C, to estimate replacement cost, or D, to compare recent sales? The answer is C, to estimate replacement cost. The cost approach estimates the value of a property based on the cost to replace or reproduce it, minus depreciation plus land value. It is particularly useful for new or unique properties. Which method is typically used in the income approach to value a commercial property? Is it A, cost depreciation method, B, sales comparison method, C, market extraction method, or D, income capitalization method? The answer is D, income capitalization method. The income capitalization method is commonly used in the income approach to convert expected future income into a present value, making it suitable for valuing commercial properties. What is a primary limitation of the sales comparison approach? Is it A, lack of comparable sales data, B, complexity in calculation, C, dependency on construction costs, or D, inaccuracy in income estimation? The answer is A, lack of comparable sales data. The sales comparison approach is limited by the availability of recent, comparable sales data. Without sufficient data, it can be difficult to accurately estimate property value.
Don't forget to comment below with your tips, challenges, and thoughts on exam preparation. Your experiences can make a big difference for others.
Now, let's look at Tennessee real estate financing. Mortgage loans and financing options. What is the primary purpose of a USDA loan in Tennessee? Is it A, to provide financing for homebuyers in rural areas? B, to assist first-time buyers in urban areas? C, to refinance existing urban home loans? Or D, to fund commercial real estate projects? The answer is A, to provide financing for homebuyers in rural areas. USDA loans are designed to help low to moderate income individuals or families purchase homes in rural areas. They offer favorable terms, such as no down payment, to make homeownership more accessible. Which of the following is a characteristic of a VA loan available in Tennessee? Is it A, requires a minimum down payment of 5%? B, no private mortgage insurance requirement? C, available to all homebuyers, regardless of military service? Or D, limited to purchasing homes in designated urban areas? The answer is B, no private mortgage insurance requirement. VA loans are available to veterans, active duty service members, and some members of the National Guard and Reserves. They often require no down payment and have no private mortgage insurance. How does an adjustable rate mortgage differ from a fixed rate mortgage in Tennessee? Is it A, ARM has a higher initial interest rate than fixed rate? B, fixed rate mortgages adjust interest rates annually? C, ARM is only available for short-term financing? Or D, ARM interest rates can change over time? The answer is D, ARM interest rates can change over time. An ARM offers an initial lower interest rate that adjusts periodically based on a benchmark rate, whereas a fixed-rate mortgage maintains the same interest rate throughout the loan term. What is a key benefit of an FHA loan for Tennessee homebuyers? Is it A, requires a 20% down payment? B, only available to veterans? C, low down payment requirement? Or D, no mortgage insurance required? The answer is C, low down payment requirement. FHA loans are popular among first-time homebuyers due to their low down payment requirement of 3.5% and more lenient credit score criteria, making homeownership more accessible. Loan applications and approval processes. What is the maximum allowable loan-to-value ratio for conventional loans in Tennessee? Is it A, 70%, B, 75%, C, 80%, or D, 85%? The answer is C, 80%. The maximum LTV ratio for conventional loans in Tennessee is typically 80%. This means borrowers can finance up to 80% of the property's value, requiring a 20% down payment. Which document is primarily used to verify a borrower's income during the loan approval process in Tennessee? Is it A, bank statement, B, W-2 form, C, credit report, or D, tax return? The answer is B, W-2 form. The W-2 form is a primary document used to verify a borrower's income, as it provides a summary of annual earnings and taxes withheld by the employer. In Tennessee, what is a common reason for a loan application to be denied? Is it A, high income, B, stable employment, C, low debt-to-income ratio, or D, low credit score? The answer is D, low credit score. A low credit score is a common reason for loan denial as it indicates higher risk to lenders. Lenders prefer borrowers with good credit to ensure repayment reliability. What is the purpose of the good faith estimate in Tennessee's loan application process? Is it A, estimate loan costs and terms, B, verify borrower's employment, C, determine property value, or D, assess borrower's creditworthiness? The answer is A, estimate loan costs and terms. The GFE provides borrowers with an estimate of the costs and terms associated with the loan, helping them compare offers and understand financial obligations before commitment. Tenancy mortgage disclosure requirements. Under tenancy mortgage disclosure requirements, which document must be provided to the borrower at least 3 business days before closing? Is it A, loan estimate, B, closing disclosure, C, truth in lending statement, or D, good faith estimate? The answer is B, closing disclosure. The closing disclosure must be provided to the borrower at least 3 business days before closing. This document outlines the final terms and costs of the mortgage loan. What is the primary purpose of the Tennessee Home Loan Protection Act? Is it A, to increase mortgage availability, B, to reduce interest rates, C, to prevent predatory lending practices, or D, to simplify mortgage applications? The answer is C, to prevent predatory lending practices. The Tennessee Home Loan Protection Act aims to prevent predatory lending practices by prohibiting certain fees and practices that are deemed unfair or abusive in mortgage transactions. Which of the following is a requirement under Tennessee law for mortgage lenders when disclosing information to borrowers? Is it A, disclosure of all fees and charges, B, disclosure of lender's profit margin, C, disclosure of lender's credit score, or D, disclosure of borrower's employment history? The answer is A, disclosure of all fees and charges. Tennessee law requires lenders to provide borrowers with a clear, written disclosure of all fees and charges associated with the mortgage loan to ensure transparency and informed decision-making. What is the consequence for a lender in Tennessee if they fail to provide the required mortgage disclosures? Is it A, loan approval delays, B, increased interest rates, C, borrower's credit score impact, or D, legal penalties for the lender? The answer is D, legal penalties for the lender. Failure to provide required disclosures can lead to legal penalties for the lender, which may include fines or sanctions, emphasizing the importance of compliance with disclosure regulations. Tennessee-specific loan programs. What is the primary purpose of the Tennessee Housing Development Agency loan programs? Is it A, to provide luxury housing options for high-income individuals, B, to assist low to moderate income families with affordable housing options, C, to fund commercial real estate development projects, or D, to provide emergency financial aid for homeowners facing foreclosure? The answer is B, to assist low to moderate income families with affordable housing options. THDA loan programs aim to promote affordable housing options for low to moderate income families in Tennessee by offering favorable loan terms and down payment assistance. Which of the following is a feature of the Great Choice Home Loan Program offered by THDA? Is it A, variable interest rates, B, no down payment assistance, C, fixed interest rates, or D, eligibility limited to veterans only? The answer is C, fixed interest rates. The Great Choice Home Loan Program offers fixed interest rates and down payment assistance, making it accessible for first-time homebuyers in Tennessee. How does the Tennessee Homeownership for the Brave program support veterans and active duty military personnel? Is it A, by offering reduced interest rates and lower fees, B, by providing free housing for a year, C, by waiving all closing costs, or D, by guaranteeing home loans through private lenders? The answer is A, by offering reduced interest rates and lower fees. The Homeownership for the Brave program offers reduced interest rates and lower fees for veterans and active duty military to make homeownership more accessible. What is a key eligibility requirement for the THDA's Homeownership Voucher Program? Is it A, Must be a homeowner for at least 5 years. B. Must have a credit score above 750. C. Must be actively searching for a rental property. Or D. Must be a first-time homebuyer. The answer is D. Must be a first-time homebuyer. The Homeownership Voucher Program requires participants to be first-time homebuyers and meet specific income and employment criteria to qualify for assistance. Tennessee Housing Development Agency. What is the primary purpose of the Tennessee Housing Development Agency? Is it A, to promote affordable housing opportunities for low and moderate income families? B, to regulate real estate transactions in Tennessee? C, to provide loans for commercial real estate development? Or D, to manage public transportation systems across Tennessee? The answer is A, to promote affordable housing opportunities for low and moderate income families. The THDA was established to promote affordable housing opportunities for low and moderate income families in Tennessee. It provides financial assistance programs and partners with local agencies to achieve this goal. Which of the following programs is offered by THDA to assist first-time homebuyers? Is it A, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, B, Great Choice Home Loan Program, C, Veterans Affairs Home Loan, or D, FHA 203 Rehabilitation Mortgage? The answer is B, Great Choice Home Loan Program. The Great Choice Home Loan Program is specifically designed by THDA to help first-time homebuyers by offering fixed-rate mortgages and down payment assistance. How does THDA support the development of affordable rental housing in Tennessee? Is it A, by offering direct rental subsidies to tenants, B, by providing grants to individual renters, C, by mandating rent control in urban areas, or D, by allocating low-income housing tax credits to developers? The answer is D, by allocating low-income housing tax credits to developers. THDA supports affordable rental housing through the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program, which incentivizes developers to create and maintain affordable rental properties. What is a key feature of the THDA's Down Payment Assistance Program? Is it A, it is a grant that does not need to be repaid, B, it is only available to repeat homebuyers, C, it is a second mortgage with a low fixed interest rate, or D, it requires no credit check for eligibility? The answer is C. It is a second mortgage with a low fixed interest rate. THDA offers down payment assistance as a second mortgage with a low fixed interest rate, making homeownership more accessible by reducing upfront costs for eligible buyers.
Notice the code in the corner? When you're stumped by a question, enter it at Birdsy.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Now, let's review Tennessee disclosure requirements and forms. Tennessee-specific disclosure requirements. What is a key requirement for a property disclosure form in Tennessee? Is it A, it is optional for sellers to provide, B, it must be notarized by a public official, C, sellers must disclose known defects, or D, buyers need to sign it before making an offer? The answer is C, sellers must disclose known defects. In Tennessee, sellers must provide a property disclosure form to potential buyers to inform them of any known defects or issues with the property. This is a mandatory requirement to ensure transparency. Which of the following is not typically included in a Tennessee property disclosure form? Is it A, structural issues, B, water damage history, C, pest infestations, or D, seller's financial history? The answer is D, seller's financial history. The property disclosure form in Tennessee includes details about structural issues, water damage, and pest infestations, but does not typically cover the personal financial history of the seller. When must the tenancy property disclosure form be provided to the buyer? Is it A, before the buyer makes an offer, B, at the closing of the sale, C, after the offer is accepted, or D, it is not required to provide it? The answer is A, before the buyer makes an offer. The property disclosure form must be provided before the buyer makes an offer to ensure they have all necessary information to make an informed decision about the property. What should a seller do if they discover a new issue after providing the initial disclosure form? Is it A, ignore the new issue, B, update the disclosure form, C, wait until closing to inform the buyer, or D, consult with their real estate agent only? The answer is B, update the disclosure form. If a seller discovers a new issue after providing the initial disclosure, they must update the form and notify the buyer to ensure full transparency and compliance with Tennessee law. Commonly used Tennessee forms. Which form is used in Tennessee to disclose material defects in a property? Is it A, Tennessee Real Estate Purchase Agreement, B, Tennessee Residential Property Condition Disclosure, C, Tennessee Lead-Based Paint Disclosure, or D, Tennessee Seller's Affidavit? The answer is B, Tennessee Residential Property Condition Disclosure. The Tennessee Residential Property Condition Disclosure form is mandated for sellers to disclose any known material defects. This ensures buyers are informed about potential issues before purchase. What is the purpose of the Tennessee Agency Disclosure Form? Is it A, to disclose the agent's role and representation, B, to outline financing options for buyers, C, to list the property's market value, or D, to detail the closing process? The answer is A, to disclose the agent's role and representation. The Tennessee Agency Disclosure Form informs parties about the agent's role and duty, ensuring transparency in the representation and avoiding conflicts of interest. When must the Tennessee Lid-Based Paint Disclosure Form be provided? Is it A, for all newly constructed homes, B, for properties with known environmental issues, C, for homes built before 1978, or D, for all rental properties? The answer is C, for homes built before 1978. The form must be provided for homes built before 1978 due to the potential presence of lead-based paint, ensuring buyers are aware of health risks. What information is typically included in the Tennessee Residential Property Condition Disclosure Form? Is it A, the seller's personal opinion of market trends, B, the estimated future value of the property, C, the neighborhood crime statistics, or D, structural issues and past repairs? The answer is D, structural issues and past repairs. This form includes details about the property's physical condition, such as structural issues, plumbing, electrical systems, and any past repairs, ensuring buyers are informed about potential concerns. Specific procedures for transactions. What is the required time frame for a seller to provide the Tennessee Residential Property Disclosure Form to a buyer? Is it A, within 5 days of offer acceptance, B, at the closing of the transaction, C, before the buyer makes an offer, or D, within 10 days of contract signing? The answer is C, before the buyer makes an offer. In Tennessee, the seller must provide the Residential Property Disclosure Form before the buyer makes an offer. This ensures the buyer is fully informed about the property's condition before committing. Which of the following is not typically included in the Tennessee Residential Property Disclosure Form? Is it A, roof condition, B, furniture inventory, C, plumbing issues, or D, electrical system status? The answer is B, furniture inventory. The disclosure form includes details about the property's condition, such as structural and mechanical systems, but does not include personal property like furniture. In Tennessee, who is responsible for ensuring the buyer receives the residential property disclosure form? Is it A, the seller, B, the buyer's agent, C, the home inspector, or D, the title company? The answer is A, the seller. The seller is responsible for providing the disclosure form to the buyer. This obligation ensures transparency and protects both parties in the transaction. What is the consequence if a seller in Tennessee fails to provide the residential property disclosure form? Is it A, the buyer must accept the property as is, B, the seller pays a fine, C, the transaction proceeds without disclosures, or D, the buyer may terminate the contract? The answer is D, the buyer may terminate the contract. If the seller fails to provide the disclosure form, the buyer may have the right to terminate the contract. This protects buyers from purchasing property without full knowledge of its condition.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to visit Birdsy.ai for complimentary study sessions with Birdsy, your AI-powered study partner.